So you mentioned the Middle East and the severity of wealth that some of these places have is mind-blowing to probably everyone in America. They make people like the Warren Buffetts of the world look small because it's not the one human being that has this money. It's the family. And the family, the sultan of whoever, like those people have just unforeseen amounts of money that they have access to.
Yeah, I mean, if all those guys were reported, they'd blow up the Forbes list. I mean, everybody that's on the current Forbes list would be replaced
Because of those guys.
Oh.
What is that, Scott? Where does all that like wealth come from? Is it wisdom? Is it just luck of the draw? Is it lucky sperm? Like what is it?
It's lucky sperm for the most part because it's all mainly oil and gas. If you're talking about the Saudi Arabias of the world, right? I mean, the ruling families and the hundreds of offshoots from the ruling family are still obviously making all their money off of what's in the ground. I mean, they own everything. They own all the land. They own what's under the land. So
they own how to get it out of the land.
They own everything, So they're just making literally hundreds of billions of dollars. I mean, it's in fact, I was just in Dubai, and I've been doing business in the Middle East a long time. I have a great family over there called the Cotton family. It's been my local partner for 14 years.
Wow.
I was just in Dubai, and I got the opportunity to go with one of the sheikhs to see this
What's a sheikh?
One of the royal family members.
Gotcha.
To go see one of the new developments that they were building, condo projects. And it was along this canal that runs out into the ocean. And it was it's a beautiful city if you've never been, but it was an interesting area because it's the one area in this kind of cool area where if you're not, from UAE, you can actually own property, which supposedly makes it more valuable. So I'm doing this tour and I'm asking him, talking to him about it, and he has this lady come over to help us, with some of the pricing. They're starting at like $38 million for a 2-bedroom, going up to $150 million. So I'm looking at him
for a 2-bedroom.
Yeah, and I'm looking at him like, where in the world is all this money coming from? And it's just money that's really not in the system. It's like Ukraine, like a ton of money coming out of Ukraine right now, a ton of money coming out of Russia right now, a ton of money coming out of all the old Soviet states.
All that money. Do you think all that money is like, is it not reported? It's not like people,
not reported.
But when you say not reported, it's just like old blue-haired money.
Well, I mean, listen, we got to be careful here.
Yeah, sure.
We're going to fall into the political world if we're
We
not
will.
careful. But
you've already mentioned Ukraine and Russia.
yeah,
Not
well,
UAE.
it's kind of funny. I mean, we won't belabor this topic, but I was over there with a friend of mine that I've known for a very long time who's a real estate developer in Dubai. And I said, we got to tell him his name. I won't mention his name, but I said, where's all this coming from? He said, from America. I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, well, all the money you send to Ukraine, they spend it here.
Oh.
And I said, well, okay.
You got us.